channel. We're going to start off our morning practice in child's pose, releasing your forehead down to the mat and shifting your hips back to your heels. Setting an intention, releasing any stagnant energy and making room for positive new beginnings. Extending your arms forward and walking those hands over to your right. Coming into a gentle twist here as we sit those hips back to your heels once again. Opening up your obliques. Then walking those hands back center and all the way over to your left. Sitting your hips back and taking a breath or two. Now making your way up to all fours, placing your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips as we extend your right leg straight back and reach forward with your left arm. Warming up the core here, bringing those toes and fingers down to the mat as we inhale and exhale as you lift back up. Keeping your hips squared to the mat and finding a focal point straight down on your mat to maintain that balance. Taking your time, doing what you can. Now switching sides, extending that left leg straight back as you extend your right arm forward. Releasing down to the mat with an inhale and exhale as you lift up. Don't forget to breathe, finding your breath this morning. Holding it here, last one. Now placing your hands, a hand's width ahead, coming into your first downward facing dog, pedaling those feet, acknowledging how your hamstrings feel this morning. Now we're going to step forward with that right foot halfway, then all the way, and then the left to follow into forward fold, releasing your head down. Taking a deep inhale as we come all the way up, palms together overhead, and then exhale as you bring them back down to heart center. Inhale as we reach up, grabbing onto your left wrist with your right hand and reaching over to the right, opening up to the ceiling for a little twist here, and then bringing it back up center and switching sides, tucking that belly button into the spine, making sure it feels good on that lower back. And then exhale as we swan dive all the way down. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale as we step back with your left leg into a low lunge. Taking a deep inhale as we open up, palms together, and exhale, opening up to the right. Inhale as you bring those palms together, pointing your fingers back into a little back bend, and exhale, coming down, stepping back into a high plank. Releasing your knees down to the mat. Elbows in as you sink all the way down, belly down. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, coming back into your dog. Pedaling those feet a little bit more. Then stepping forward with that left foot halfway, and then all the way, and then the right to follow into your fold. Inhale as we reach overhead, palms together, and exhale, bringing them back down to heart center. Inhale as you reach up overhead, palms together, and exhale as we come all the way down. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with your right leg into a low lunge. Inhale as we reach up overhead, and exhale as we twist to the left. Inhale, bringing those palms overhead, and pointing those fingers back into our back bend. Exhale as we release back down, stepping back into your high plank. Releasing your knees down to the mat as you sink all the way down, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog, coming into a little twist to the right, looking over your right shoulder, and then coming into a twist to your left. And exhale, coming back to your downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with your right foot into a warrior two, so aligning your heels, coming all the way up, Placing your palms down and then turning them facing away and bringing your right palm all the way down. Now you don't have to go all the way down to the mat if you can't reach it. And then coming back up, using that leg strength, pressing through that forward right heel as you come back up. We'll do a few reps here, inhaling as we touch the mat and exhale as you come back up. And then stepping back down into your low lunge. We're going to grab your block if you need a block. Placing your hand on the block and opening up into a twist. If you wanted to come deeper into your twist, you could extend through that back leg. Tent those fingers and use that leg strength as you open up more. Coming all the way back down into your low lunge and stepping back into downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with that left leg halfway, then all the way into warrior two on the opposite side. So aligning those heels and then coming up into your warrior two. Turning those palms facing away as we come down with that left arm. Again, always finding your way in your practice. Inhaling as we come down and exhaling as we come back up. Trying to keep that front knee aligned right above your ankle. Then making your way back down into your low lunge, grabbing your block if you need it, underneath your right hand, and coming into your twist on the opposite side, so opening up to the left. If you extended your opposite leg on the other side, then doing so on this side also. Tenting those fingers and really using your leg strength in your twist. Coming back down into a low lunge and stepping back into your downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with that right leg halfway, then all the way to the top of your mat, and then the left to follow into forward fold. Taking a deep inhale as we come all the way up, palms together. And exhale, bringing those palms down at heart center. Inhale as we reach up overhead, palms together. And exhale as we open up to your left, coming into a wide-legged pose. Pointing those toes facing forward, grabbing a block and placing it in between your feet. And you could always step those feet out a little bit wider if it feels okay. We're going to open your heart forward as we keep that back flat and reach down for your block with your left hand. You could change up the level. Coming into a little twist here, opening up before you even look over your right shoulder. Tucking that belly button in, making sure that lower back and those hamstrings feel good. We're going to release here and switch sides. Reaching down to your block with your right hand and opening up to the left. Twisting improves the health of your spine. It increases the stability and also the blood circulation to that area. Releasing down, placing your block to the side, we're going to wiggle those feet back towards each other, placing your hands on your thighs and rolling up. Taking a deep inhale as we reach up, palms together, and then exhale as we step back to the top of your mat. Inhale as we reach up overhead, palms together, and exhale as we sink. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale as we step back with your right leg into a low lunge, and then the left, coming into a child's pose here. Just taking a breath or two, and then we're going to come back up, coming into deer pose, so stack your hips and then slide that top leg back into a 90-degree bend, grabbing one or two blocks depending on what you would like. You could always rest your forearms on top of the blocks or rest your forehead on top of the blocks. So opening your heart forward and then coming down. Taking a couple deep breaths here. This feels really good, opening up your hip. And then coming back up, we're going to go into a little twist, putting that block aside, placing your right hand behind your back, placing your left hand on your thigh and opening up to the right, extending through the spine, lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, and then coming back center, just bringing those feet straight ahead, coming into some windshield wipers here before we switch sides. Now switching sides, setting up the same way that we did on the opposite side. So depending on how many blocks you used, opening your heart forward and releasing down. And taking a couple deep breaths here. Now making your way up into your deer twist, placing your block to the side and opening up to your left. Releasing those shoulders down away from your ears. And then coming back center. Shifting forward, we're going to grab onto the back of your thighs and lower all the way down to your mat. Bringing those knees in, grabbing onto your lower legs, releasing your shoulders and lower back to the mat. Closing your eyes. And extending one leg out at a time in Shavasana, or final resting pose. Releasing your arms either across your belly or out to the sides, palms up. And allowing your feet to relax out to the sides. Relaxing your facial muscles. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.